All right. How is everybody doing today? Let's click that button. Welcome to a game with quite the history behind it. By far the game I emulated the most often. Um... Give me a minute. Why is it not working? There we go. Today we're going to be playing Spyro the Dragon. And this series has quite the history behind it. Unfortunately, it's largely voice acted, so I'm not really going to get a good opportunity to get into it until we start playing the game. So, also, unlike other times when I play 3D platformers, I do actually intend on 120%ing this. So, let's hop in.
Okay, rolling.
It's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6? For a dragon's age, we now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
What about this Ganasty Ganok character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Nork is a simple creature.
Simple?
He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom.
No threat?
Besides, he is ugly.
Ugly? That does it!
Huh? Looks like I've got some things to do.
And so begins the adventure. So Spyro is a 3D platformer, as you can tell.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the artisan world, then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Nork? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Nope. Come on now. There we go. I don't know if I consider all skill points part of the completion percentage. I know the game doesn't consider that. So, yeah. So, going into my personal history with this series, I never had a PlayStation.
Where's Nasty Nork? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro. You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing?
His
name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
But yeah, I never had a PlayStation, so I didn't grow up with this game. What I did grow up with was the box for Spyro: A Hero's Tale, originally released for the GameCube. I don't think I ever played it myself, but I definitely remember the box, and I remember thinking the character was cool. It wasn't until I discovered PlayStation emulation that I really actually tried playing Spyro. And I thought it was really fun. I never made it very far, but still.
Hey, Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Yeah, this game was just fun. And I've been wanting to actually, like, play through it proper for a while now. And I recently got that chance, thanks to the Reignited trilogy here. Although I will say, I am playing the worst version of this Reignited trilogy. There are some issues with the PC version running at high frame rates. And by high frame rates, I mean above 30. So, we're gonna have some fun with this one. And yeah, it is issues specifically tied to the frame rate. But this game has quite the history to it. This franchise, rather, has quite the history to it. But I am missing 10 gems, and I... Oh, wait, I know where. They're in here. Yeah. There we go. 10 gems and dragon.
Cool flash. Do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the dragon mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
So yeah, this dragon mouth here won't open until we have actually completed one of the levels. So, let's hop in. So I guess I'll start on the spiel. Spyro the Dragon was originally developed by one Insomniac Games. You might know them for their Marvel efforts these days, and for being one of Sony's prestige studios. But this was actually... Spyro 1 was their second ever game. which is kind of impressive considering how iconic the character is. Like, say what you will about Nintendo, their early stuff is basically completely unknown to modern audiences, save for references.
Watch the dragonfly, Spyro. His color indicates his power. When he eats butterflies, he stays strong. Like me.
Sure.
So yeah, this was Insomniac's second ever video game. Kinda wild. And then, of course, they went on to make the other two entries in the original trilogy, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage and Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. And those games were all developed by Insomniac and published first party by Sony. But there was a third party involved, which isn't something you really see these days.
When you free a dragon or step on one of their platforms, you're saving your progress. That could be useful if you run into trouble. Not that you ever run into trouble, Spyro.
So, the game was developed by Insomniac and published by Sony, but it was produced not in-house. Games these days are typically either produced in-house or produced by the publisher. But the producers on the Spyro trilogy were the same as the ones on a certain other trilogy during the PS1 era. And as a result, Insomniac actually lost the rights to Spyro after the original trilogy. So for the PlayStation 2 era, they had to come up with a new character, and as a result, they came up with Ratchet and Clank. While Universal, yes, the Globe Universal, maintained the rights to the character and shopped it around to various other developers.
Spyro, my friend, how about a hint on gliding?
You bet.
For the longest glide, press the jump button at the top of your jump, and try pressing the action button to drop down mid-flight.
So, there are a bunch of different studios that worked on Spyro games during the during this weird in-between period around 2001 to 2005. The games ranged from okay to not good, like, at all. With specifically Enter the Dragonfly being notoriously bad due to a frankly disgusting number of development issues. Yeah, the dragons have a lot of personality in this one, which compared to their PS1 counterparts is a welcome addition. But finally, after a while, the Spyro series landed on a developer, Chrome Studio, who decided to forego the entire canon established by Insomniac and Company and created the Legend of Spyro series. The Elijah Wood era, if you will. It was intended to be a massive multimedia franchise thing because, you know, Spyro's a cute little dragon dude. That could work in an animated movie. Unfortunately, the movie's development began in 2008 and was still in production in 2009, but also in 2008, Vivendi, who had absorbed Universal Games, they sold their games division, merging it with Activision. And Activision decided not to go with the Legend series, deciding instead to do something else and let one of their own studios reboot Spyro. Also, I died. That didn't happen in practice. Fortunately, it looks like it kept all my progress, which was nice. So, what did Activision do? Well, in 2008-2009, they reached out to one of their internal studios for help. Two rather important figures then entered the Spyro picture.
After you've freed all the dragons, pass through this fancy vortex thingamajigger. It'll take you back to the artisan home. But first, let me tell you a story.
No thanks. See ya!
So the two figures that entered the Spyro picture at this point were developer Toys for Bob and developer Vicarious Visions. These were studios inside Activision that had worked on, you know, smaller stuff and been support-based, but Toys for Bob in 2008-2009 was given the opportunity to revive one of Vivendi's old franchises, and they chose Spyro. But this was a little bit before the the 3D platformer revival era that we currently find ourselves in, with stuff like A Hat in Time being a massive Kickstarter success, and games like Mario Odyssey being really popular, that sort of stuff. That wasn't really a thing in 2008-2009. So Toys for Bob really had to figure out what to do. And the answer they ended up with was Skylanders, a Toys to Life series, probably partially inspired by the NFC capabilities of the Wii U gamepad, since the first game released on Wii U, in addition to other platforms. And unfortunately, Skylanders wasn't really well received by Spyro fans. To put into perspective how much of a Spyro reboot it was, only the first game had the name Spyro in it, and it was in the subtitle. So it was pretty clear that Toys for Bob wanted to do stuff with Spyro, but the gaming culture just wasn't there yet. But that changed in around, I want to say 2015 or so. It changed with the introduction of Vicarious Visions' remake of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games. The Insane Trilogy really did spark this sort of idea that, hey, there were some good platformers on the PlayStation. They should come back. And with Toys for Bob being tasked with porting the Insane Trilogy to the Switch, where it did, I think it did pretty okay. I don't have sales numbers on hand, but it was a good port. People liked it. Toys for Bob made their pitch to do the same thing, but for Spyro. And that's how we got this game. And this game is also very good. Toys for Bob then went on to work on Crash 4, which I would have opinions on if I had a Battle.net account. And what did Activision reward Toys for Bob with after their hard work on bringing back these classic PlayStation 1 platformers? Well, they sent them to the Call of Duty mines. Toys for Bob now works as a support studio on Call of Duty, just like many of Activision's other studios. As for Vicarious Visions, they're now a support studio for Overwatch. Alright, where am I going? This way? Oh, this way, yeah. So, yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking good for the future of Activision 3D platformers. But I mean, Toys for Bob did put Kaiju in Call of Duty, so, like, good for them. As for where Activision is now, they are in talks of being bought by Microsoft, and also in legal hot water due to running their studio like a frat house. State of California was having none of that, and I feel it's important to keep reminding people that Activision ran their studio like a frat house. So, yeah, unfortunately the future's not looking terribly bright for new Spyro content. Although, Microsoft did put an image from the Reignited trilogy alongside the Toys for Bob name in their announcement that they were buying Activision. So, it's possible that we'll see a return of Crash and Spyro, but it's not looking likely. Yeah, it's just a bad time to be a fan of Crash or Spyro. And that's unfortunate. So, if you see me looking like I'm struggling a bit with the controls, it's because I did my practicing for this game on a 360 controller. And I am now choosing to play this game with a Switch Pro controller. So the buttons are all wrong. So that's fun.
Psst. Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the action button when you want to zoom in and look around.
Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Ow. Yeah, Twister Rob wanted that, but then we're sent to the Cod Mines. So going back to the control thing, for me, A is jump, B is flame, and X is charge, and that works on a 360 controller. Like, it's fine on 360, but it means that the top button for me is charge, the bottom button is flame, and the right button is jump. And that's an adjustment that I'm still trying to process. Ow. Ow, as you can tell by the fact that I'm not doing good. During my practicing, I made it through this level without getting hit. So I think this is going to be the only stream where I play with a Switch Pro controller.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Their metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of them.
Yeah, no, all I've got in this game is the jump, the charge, and the flame. And thankfully this game saves your 1-up. Like, it saves your life count. Some other games don't.
Big enemies like this Nork with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
I missed 2 gems somewhere. Well, that's fun. Fortunately, Sparks is a radar. It's somewhat obtuse to open the radar. I don't think the game ever tells you about it. But, yeah, if you hold down, if you click in left stick. These little orb things replace the gems after you've collected them. And getting, I think it's, what, 20 of them? Yeah, getting a certain number of them gives you a 1-up.
Welcome to Town Square, Spyro. Begin exploring by gliding to that area with the bulls. Use the right stick to get a good look.
Oops. Yes, some gems. And I'm gonna be going around here a few times at least, but I'd like to get everything I can see at least before we move on. Right, I come back around for those.
Thanks, Spyro. I had the worst itch on the tip of my wing. Did you know that you get your longest glides by pressing the jump button at the very top of your jump?
They really want you to know that. Like, they really want you to know that you get the furthest glides from the top of your jump. I guess that's something testers really struggled with.
Spyro, did you see a man dressed in blue running around here? He's a thief, and he's stolen a dragon egg. You've got to track him down and get that egg. Run, run! I'm getting a little winded.
For the most part, I like the new lines. But for that dude in particular, the delivery of the line on PS1 was just so iconic. I have to go all the way back around. Unfortunate. You know what? That dude can wait. I need to rescue Thor.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. You can always check your progress by accessing the guidebook through the pause menu.
That's all dragons. Still missing 8 gems and that egg, though. Almost got him. I wonder if it's even possible to do that. I have to imagine it is, because this whole rigmarole is just a pain, really. Oh well. Got him. Naturally. Also, something I just noticed is this little extra percussive track when you're charging. That's a neat little detail. Alright, let's go fight Toasty. I can remember where Toasty is. This way. Confronting Toasty. Ow, what? Alright. Ow! Do I really not have enough time for that? There we go. That's the strat. Hope I find some sheep around here somewhere. Get dog attention. Is there no health in this level? Really? Where's these gems I missed? Yeah, wow, I don't think there's health in this level. That's kind of rude. That's fine.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on! I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. Toasty has many tricks up his sleeve.
And that doesn't heal. Okay, there's one. First hit. And... Right, let's do this one at a time. Ah, okay, well, Sparks is gone. Also, I did just get a Steam achievement for beating Toasty without taking damage from him. And I can't help but notice that I'm at 89 gems. And with no Sparks around, I don't exactly have a way of knowing where I missed one. So it's time to pad the runtime, let's go. Ow. Okay. And it's expecting me to fight Toasty again. How about I don't yet? Alright. Now we can fight Toasty. Oh, they do tell you to use the right stick to look around. Alright. Time to go talk to that balloonist. That isn't this way. I'll be honest, that's the first time I've ever beaten Toasty, to my knowledge.
Wow! I see you've been busy rescuing dragons, Spyro. You may travel to the Peacekeeper's world if you like. Are you ready to go?
Not quite yet, because I think we're gonna save that for the next stream. This first one was short, but I imagine Peacekeeper's world is going to be a bit tougher, so yeah. Come on back on Wednesday for more Spyro.